Well, it's Thursday the 16th of January, and I've just returned home to find this. Yes, indeed, I do believe that this is a rather tastefully packaged RANNOCH Between Two Worlds physical digipak version. Got to be honest, I'm excited for a number of reasons, not only the fact that it's actually the first, as it were, outside act signed to the record label that I run, Eulogy Media, but also the fact that it's a bloody great album, and I do actually really believe that the lads have made a bit of a strong choice in going for a digipak version for this, because obviously it's fantastic musically, but a nicely laid out physical package, despite all the innuendos that one could make about that, really does speak volumes, and I think this one is probably about to. So let's have a look at what we get with this. It's, as I say, not only tastefully done in black and silver here, as funnily enough our Tarnas packages, in the same safe sort of bubble wrap stuff that you get here, but we also get what's inside. So you already know who's sending it to you, which is fantastic. Now I know that these packages are, thankfully I'll say, very difficult to get into, because I've had a few people reporting with the Talnas ones, because we get our envelopes from the same place, and trying to do this one hand is certainly proving interesting. I shall now use a strategic knee. This is my strategic knee. The other knee, the left one, is my tactical knee, which I don't like to use when opening envelopes, because it tends to promote actual open ammunition fire and ballistics, which is not what you want when you care for the product that's inside an envelope. Nevertheless, finally we are open, which is a good thing. And so, opening this, there we have it. This is the RANNOCH Between Two Worlds full-length debut album. I'll just discard this, albeit very good, but now done packaging, which is marvellous. That's going on the floor. So here we have it. This is the full digipak, and it's cellophane wrapped, which is useful because, as we all know, any kind of new release, even plastic ones, are prone to excessive fingerprintness. Is that even a word? It is now. Fear it. So with this being cellophane wrapped, I know it's a stupid detail, but I'm actually quite fond of that, because it means that thankfully the only fingerprints that then get on it are your own. And for anyone who has OCD, you'll know how good that feels. Give me a second, I'm going to get the cellophane wrapping off this. I need that with two hands. And so, now that our extreme metal condom has been removed, safely allowing me to put my fingerprints all over this package, we have... So the front here, the front artwork, I'm actually obviously very fond of, because there's quite some amazing history with this artwork, in that I don't want us to reveal too much, because I'm not aware necessarily of how much the band, Ian and co, and Damien and everyone want to reveal quite all of the history behind it and how they access this amazing location. But interestingly enough, this artwork is original, rather than sort of ganked from sort of online free rights source. The lads actually went and shot this at where you see it here, which, as I understand it, is an abandoned, what shall I say, sort of like care centre, or sort of almost like it was like an orphanage or something like that. And it had a lot of back history behind it, and apparently was extremely, shall we say, at least creepy or eerie to be in. They really did a great job with the photography on this. I know that Damien is something of a whiz with his camera, and it certainly shows on this. Back cover is a zoom in of the rather sort of foreboding and looming stairs in this place. I've seen the other shots as well, and Christ, it's weird. A bit of point of pride for me. There's the Eulogy Media logo there, which actually for me means a hell of a lot, because this is our company. Mine and Nathaniel's company and the rest of Talnas, and it's finally now being used to release other music that that we greatly believe in, and we really do here. So you've got the full track listing here, Between Two Worlds, which is, as you may know, is sort of virtual vinyl. It's been split into sort of two sides, and it's very much apparent when you listen to it that that's the case. and I particularly like how on the second side you've got this between two worlds sort of almost ending symphony that's split into three sections. Some may say that doing such a thing is slightly pompous. I would entirely disagree and say that listen to it and you'll see why it is. It has a lot of relevance to it. So opening this up, already my horrifically oily hands, good God. It's not a slice on the actual packaging, this is... Oh, there we go. Now I like this. This is this window. I mean, really, to be honest, my camera's not going to do it the greatest amount of justice. You need to get this actually physically to see why. But it's just a really tasty bit of artwork. This sort of dark greens and everything that really lends a hell of a lot. And actually, for me, ties in fantastically well with the atmosphere of the music. It's difficult, I find, a lot of the time to make sure that your artwork is sympathetic to your vision and your music and your sort of atmospheres, but I think in this instance it really very much is. So opening up entirely, what we have here is this is the CD. This is the entirety of the album. There's me looking studious, of course, and tired. This is the album. It's the entirety of the album in a very good format. For whatever you may have to say about CDs as a whole and complaints about the fact that they may be some sort of, I don't know, defunct format or anything like that, the fact is that they will sound good. Yes, you can have vinyl purists and everything like that, but let's be honest here, MP3 versions of things do degrade through transfer. A CD is a CD and you can rely on it as long as you don't treat it like you would an edible dog. I suppose in some senses all dogs are edible depending on where you come from in the world, but I'm meaning more in the sense of one that's actually made of something that is completely palatable and that you can eat after playing with it. I'll stop with that one right there and get on with what's behind it. We have the credits here, which I'm not going to read to you because I think you need to get this to read the rest of it, because this has been, I don't know about you, but I actually find it really intriguing reading credits and the thanks things on band releases, because you get an insight actually to who the band are and who sort of rock the world. On the other side, well actually from the middle one here, it's an excerpt, as far as I'm aware, of a particular lyric in this, and when I finally got round to reading it, I was really intrigued, because it's sort of sometimes with extreme metal, obviously, so you can't always necessarily immediately discern what the lyrics are. And obviously, as we know, with extreme metal, the more extreme the vocals, the more sort of sincere and extreme it feels. And I wasn't aware actually that Ian, the frontman from RANNOCH, was quite singing these lyrics, and it's really good because it's actually quite visceral. So it engendered an interesting reaction. I think it was very nicely chosen that they went for that one. So the second here that you get is the DVD. Now this I've seen bits of, because obviously in talking to the band when they were sort of coming up with various bits for it. Seriously, this is actually a great bit of work. I'm really pleased that they've done this 2-disc piece, and the DVD. Obviously, I think a lot of the time that there may be a bit of kind of stigma about, this needs to be about for the completist and what have you. Whereas actually, I don't really see it this way. The DVD that they've constructed is a brilliant introductory package, within a package of course. But no, as in you have a DVD here of over 2 hours worth of content, which genuinely, seriously does introduce you to who they are, who the band are as RANNOCH. There's interview footage, there's live footage, there's sort of, rig rundowns and everything like that, and of course their video for The Forgotten, which is the single that they released. It is a great bit of work. It really honestly is. Even down to the title menu, which is really nicely done. It's a good bit of sort of animation, actual sort of motion stuff in there, and the menu is really sumptuous and really nicely laid out. And I will not reveal too much, but if you do get this, I'm sort of somewhat party to some of the hidden areas of this within the DVD. Very much worth looking at. There's actually more than meets the eye, and you need to search for it, but once you do, stuff that's really worth looking for. So click around when you get this, and beneath that, obviously, further thanks and credits, which is, as I say, something I personally find very interesting. I don't think it's that unusual to find that sort of thing interesting, because frankly, if you don't, then sort of question, well, why are you sort of buying the full package when this is, of course, available as MP3s, which is great. You know, if you're the kind of person that is only really moved by music, then yeah, go ahead, just get the MP3s. Forget that there's even artwork. If, however, you are of more rational frame of mind and are interested in who makes music rather than the fact that it simply exists, this really is a wonderful opportunity to see who they are and why they are, if that makes sense, and what it is they do and why they did it, and how they did it, in fact, and what they're like when they were doing it, and almost what they smell like. Maybe that's the next move. I don't know. It could be. Nevertheless, do check this out. It's out on Unity Media. It's a great piece of work. It's already been getting some fantastic reviews in places like Zero Tolerance and Terrorizer, and several other publications such as No Clean Singing. In fact, that review is probably the most in-depth I've seen in quite some while. Check that out. Andy Sin of No Clean Singing, who made a wonderful review, and I say that not simply because it's glowing, it's more because it actually goes quite some way into explaining the more subtle nuances of this album. Something that's worth considering is that we, as Eulogy Media, as in the label that RANNOCH is signed to, it is not simply along the idea that you sign to a label and then we never hear from you. We, as in Talanas and also Dan, so Nathaniel and I, who run Eulogy Media, are doing it as musicians signed to the same label as well. We all have basically equal interests. Where I'm going with this is just to say that if you do actually end up buying this, please be aware that the money that you will be spending if you're buying directly from us and or the band via their Bandcamp page and their website, the more direct you go, as in going via their website and doing that kind of thing, rather than let's say going to, I don't know, Amazon, which is a perfectly fine shop, or iTunes, the money that you spend on this will be going back into the band. The important thing for us is that our artists get a chance to make more music and get on the road or make more videos or have more content. That is our imperative within Unity Media. And so if you are thinking of spending this money, congratulations and thank you. But if you do, please, rest assured that this is going directly to the artists.